Thank you for stopping by Luxuriously Poor, and I hope you find today's video helpful. And I would like to say that if you need wisdom on what to do for now or the future, this book is extremely helpful. I am going to show you how to make the easiest, most delicious sourdough sandwich bread. Okay? And you can get it done within a couple of hours after you get up in the morning. But right now, I'm going to feed my sourdough starter. I have about a half a cup here. Take a look at that. It's not much. That's why I say I don't know how people have so much discard left over. I actually have to feed the little discard so that I have it for pancakes or biscuits. But I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. I'm going to put a half a cup of lukewarm water into a bowl, and then I'm going to take what's in this jar here, which is about a half a cup of sourdough starter, and I'm going to mix it into this bowl here. Okay, so I'm going to take this out, and when I get it out, it's very thick. Mine is anyhow, but I'll be able to get it out of here. And I'm going to put it into a measuring cup, a half cup measuring cup. And then when I do that, I'm going to pour it into this warm water I have here. And I have a cup of flour, okay? I'm going to put that cup of flour in there. But first, as you can see, there's my starter coming out. Takes a while to dig it out of there, but it comes out. It's well worth it. Makes it delicious. My family fell in love with sandwich bread. They like sandwich bread. I love the beauty of doing the boulets, the round and cutting them and scoring them. Oh, I love that. But my family loves sandwich bread, and I do what my family will eat the most of and what will save me the most money, and this definitely does. Now, as you can see, I got my half a cup here. I'm going to put it in this warm water. I don't use tap water. They say don't use tap water because it's got chlorine in it. But I have bottled filtered water, so I don't worry about it. Now I'm going to put it in this warm water here, and I'm going to stir this around. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to stir it around. And then, after I get it it doesn't have to be perfectly mixed in, 100% mixed in, just stir it so that some of it breaks up and mixes up into the water. And then I will put the cup of flour into this. Now this I'm going to let sit all night. I have another one that I'm going to feed for pancakes for this weekend. And so, because I don't have enough, I have to feed my discard because I don't get enough discard to make biscuits or pancakes. So I'm going to have to feed my discard and let it sit for a couple of days so I have enough for pancakes or biscuits this weekend. Because that's usually when I'll make pancakes. Okay, and I'm going to pour my cup of flour in there. I told you, it doesn't have to completely dissolve. Your starter does not have to completely dissolve. I'm going to mix all this together. Now, it's a little bit tricky putting it back into this the containers that I have because they're just glass Vlasic pickle jars, I save glass jars. And this is very thick. So I'm going to have to get a funnel and use a funnel to get it down into my jar. You see? This jar here. And that's what I'm going to do is get my funnel. Okay. Now, I'm going to show you what I'm using. This is my ball canning. I think it's a ball. I don't know. But it's a funnel. And that's what I put mine in here with because I don't want it stuck all over the sides. I don't want it to cling. And my sourdough starter is pretty thick. It bubbles up nice. And I have no problems with it. But it is kind of thick. Okay, I have this sourdough starter done here. Now I'm going to put a rubber band over it and That'll help me. I already know that I can tell how high it's going to go or how high it went. It's going to go right about there. It'll leave a mark. It'll fall down a little bit, but you'll see a ring around it. I'm going to put this to one side here because this is a sourdough starter I will use in the morning for my bread. Now, I took the sourdough from here. Now, this is all the discard I have left, which is not enough for pancakes or for biscuits. So I'm going to have to feed this. That's right. I'm going to have to feed this for pancakes or for biscuits. Just like the other one, when I take the cup out of it, I'll have a half cup left, and I'll put it to one side and save it for my next batch of sourdough bread. But this one right here, I can use this for pancakes or biscuits. What I'm going to do is put a half a cup of warm water in this, and I'm going to just stir this around, okay? And then what I'll do is I'll add a cup of flour to this. That's right. And then I'm going to let this sit all night and let it rise, and I'll have starter for my, well, it's called discard, but I'm making my own discard for biscuits or pancakes. Well, good morning. As you can see, our sourdough starter has risen. It rose all the way up to that right there, and then, of course, it fell back down. Our discard is doing fine. That we'll put in the refrigerator and save it for when I want my pancakes. Now, I'm going to take a cup from this right here to make my bread with. Okay, now normally I don't, and I didn't buy this, okay? My son got this as a Christmas present for me a year ago. And I sure do appreciate it, but I thought it was a whole lot of money to spend on something like this. But he says, Mom, you're 70 years old. Enjoy it while you can. So what I did here is I put 1 cup of warm water, 1/4 cup of oil, and then I put the 1 cup of discard. And if you saw on the bottom when I first threw the liquid in there, you noticed something in it. It was a tablespoon of honey was in the bottom of the bowl. Now I put the dough hook on this, and I am going to run this for a few minutes to mix in this sourdough starter with the liquid, with the milk and the oil. The milk is what gives it that really wonderful, delicious, soft, just absolutely awesome flavor. And so I'm going to stir that together just for a few minutes, just so I can get that sourdough starter mixed in with the milk and the oil and the honey. And then I'm going to add to it 3 cups of flour with 2 teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to mix it in there till it gets mixed around really good. And there's a little bit left in the bowl, but I'm going to throw it back in there after I start getting this all mixed together. And I'm going to turn this back on, and I'm going to let it mix probably for about 3 to 4 minutes, more or less. You know, I want to get all the flour off the sides. I don't want any flour stuck on it. So we'll let it mix. Okay, you want to take your bowl of dough and you want to shape it. Now, I got this little plastic thing from Dollar Tree, and here's my bread pan here. I've got oil in it. And I'm just going to shape it. Any old way, it doesn't matter. Press it out, fold it over, roll it out. Do whatever you want to shape it into a loaf. I like this plastic because the dough will not stick to it really bad, and it makes it smooth. So do it however you want. Just, make sure your ends are kind of closed off a little bit. Roll it back and forth till you get it to about the size that the pan is. And then you can just put it in the pan. And then you put a shower cap over the pan to keep the loaf of bread from drying out. And then I set it back in my oven again for several hours. There's no punching it down, no nothing. Just put it in the pan and let it rise. Okay, here it is. It is risen. And so what we're going to do is put it back, because I already removed the shower cap. We're going to put it back in the oven, and now we're going to bake it at 350 for about 40 minutes. And look at this golden brown. Isn't this gorgeous? Gorgeous loaf of bread. Absolutely delicious. We'll put a little bit of butter on the top of it. Oh yeah, butter makes everything taste much better. Okay, I came back because I had to cut the bread. I had to show you the inside. I wanted you to see just how delicious. Look at that. That is absolutely wonderful bread. Best loaf bread I've ever tasted, and it's you can do it in one day. Sourdough in one day. Well, enjoy, folks, and I hope you'll try this.